The rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors. Yeah, I don't know that there's any proof or anything other than that.
The thing is, like, we're getting the rumors from the internet, and the internet thinks that the Taliban took out that bridge in Baltimore. So it's like, who fucking knows? Who knows what's real?
That's what Diddy's lawyers, I think, said. It was like that these are just trumped up charges. Not trumped up. I don't think they said that, but like bullshit charges.
Dude, when Homeland Security invade your house,
You got problems.
with dudes with fucking guns and body armor. There's
Someone said that they weren't there to take stuff. They were there to delete everything. Like the real people that were in there, you know.
Oh,
like
that's
the same
funny.
thing with Epstein.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's fun. Of course. There's layers upon layers. When you get into these fucking conspiracy theories, man, they never end. They never end. There's just layers upon layers upon layers.
It's fun to talk about.
It is fun to talk about. It's hard to know what's true. But
Yeah. Who
why
knows?
people genuinely love it when someone like Diddy gets caught, though. The glee that people have is weird.
Why?
Because he's too successful. Also, it's like there was always so much East Coast, West Coast shit that's still like in the zeitgeist, you know, like with Biggie and Tupac, and they were all hating at each other, and they both got killed, and there was a lot going on. And then there's people that thought that Puffy was involved and Suge Knight was involved.
Speaking of, I think Suge Knight's the one who said that thing I just thought of
What thing?
about that they were there to delete stuff.
Well, if he really was filming everybody,
Let's see.
I mean, he had a lot of people at those parties, right? You know who said Luke from 2 Live Crew?
Yeah, he said he was to leave early.
Yeah.
Or something, right?
When Luke from 2 Live Crew is leaving early, like, you got a wild party. What if what's happening is too fucked up for Luke from 2 Live Crew? Like, check, please. There's so many different stories. Who knows?
What are you going to do?
I'm not doing that.
We're not involved in them.
I'm
I
not
was
involved.
never at Diddy's party. I don't even know the motherfucker.
We're out
I don't
here
want to know nobody.
telling
I don't know
jokes.
nobody.
Telling jokes.
Like I told you.
Having fun.
That's it.
Yeah.
Smoking dope, cracking jokes, making people.
That's
everything
it.
else is background music. And living in LA, you have all this shit that's going on around
Mm-hmm.
you. That's what you have your life, and then you have all this shit that goes in and out of your ears all fucking day, and you're like, I just want to do stand up.
You also have those celebrity environments where celebrities all get together, and there's so many of them, you know, in these wild parties. And if you got a wild party and P. Diddy puts on that wild party, and, you know, he sets everybody up. Like, if you were an intelligence agent, you know, like a Jeffrey Epstein type deal, that'd be the way to do it. Big old crazy party, get everybody loose,
And get the camera.
get them the yayo.
And everything else.
Everything you need, get fired up, get those cameras rolling, and now you got everybody under wraps. What a twisted web some folks weave. You all right over there? The
Rolling.
yayo?
Yeah.
You gotta concentrate.
Sean Diddy Combs is a well-known name in the entertainment industry, famous for his charisma, flashy lifestyle, and influence in the music world. However, his reputation, built over many years, is now surrounded by accusations, disputes, and revelations that have left many people questioning what they once believed about the music mogul.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Are
no.
you? How do you know?
So, okay. So if you, oh, here we go, guys.
Here we
All
go.
right. So, you know how, like, well,
You know,
how-
we yelled at Kurt about this yesterday. When he came in and he goes, P. Diddy definitely fucked everybody and did this and raped everyone. And then we're like, well, how do you know? He's like, "Ugh, I read. Not really, it doesn't really mean anything. You're always reading somebody else's
that in a
numbers.
book?
So what is?
but that's what you can do in comedy. Is that is enough to checkmate most comedians?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Kurt goes,
yeah.
I read, and you go,
You're
he
not
does
wrong.
read. All right.
Yeah. Well, it's just a funny thing to say because you could also be like admitting the ridiculousness of it yourself while saying I read. You know, because it's kind of an admission. Like, I'm not there. I didn't go to the freak off.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
want
know
to hear
what the
somebody who
fuck
came. He goes,
happened.
I went to one of these parties, and man, P. Diddy was like, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go fuck Meek Mill in the butt. But, like, that's never going to happen. No one comes out and says
So
that.
if you're looking at that, what makes you conclude that he definitely was doing that?
Because he basically, the first time they ever met, he presented him with the Steele dossier, which had all of the like dirt.
That's the pee-pee stuff, right?
Yeah, all the pee-pee shit in it. Or I shouldn't say shit. There was no shit alleged, just piss.
Russian piss.
Yes, alleged Russian piss. Yes, that's the aspect Jay wants to make sure.
Is that what collusion means?
Something like that. And then
They just play so dirty. They play dirty like a movie.
it's pretty crazy. Yeah,
It's really wild.
I don't know. I mean, did you
Because
see?
that was the number one fear of having these big agencies have so much power, is that they would never want to relinquish it. They would never want to say, like, hey, look, we're patriots. I think we should follow by the rule of the Constitution and let the people decide. And like, it's like everything else, man. Once you start running shit, you don't want to stop.
Hell, I've seen friends of mine have way less power go to their head.
It's weird, right?
I wouldn't trust these two with power.
But it is a weird thing to watch, right?
Yes, it's bizarre. That's human beings, though, man.
Now imagine that, but with no showbiz. No showbiz. So you're getting that rush, but now the rush is controlling the world.
Well, isn't that?
Yeah, it's like the way we feel about like crushing on stage is the way Hillary Clinton feels about crushing Libya.
But isn't that what?
We came, we saw, he died.
Wasn't
I
that L.
fucking
Ron-
crushed.
Wasn't that L. Ron Hubbard though? L. Ron Hubbard was like, "Hey, this will be funny. I'll start this and go into this, start a religion." And then like years later, he said when his friends he told that to hit him up like, "This is crazy, dude. You did it." He's like, "You know, you ran that scam." And he's like, "Scam? You better get your thetan levels checked if you're gonna say it's just like he just started eating his own shit because like."
Well, he was. Do you know that he's the most prolific writer in human history?
Sci-fi was, yeah.
More fiction
Yeah.
than any other human being ever.
More than Stephen King?
More than anybody.
And one Bible.
Dude, more than anybody. And not a second draft amongst them. Everything he wrote was nonsense. Everything he wrote was hot nonsense. If you read it, it's like these are the dumbest stories.
Well, do you remember the dying?
Bow Wow, who has stayed quiet for years, has now spoken out and added fuel to the fire. Many believed that Bow Wow and Diddy shared a mentor-mentee relationship because they were often seen together at parties and events. However, Bow Wow's recent comments suggest there is more to their story, with hidden truths lurking beneath the glitz and glamour of their public lives.
Commercials. Do you remember the commercials with the the volcano, like the lava was going off, and it just gave you like the most generalized things anyone feels. He goes, "Are you sometimes tired and sometimes awake?" Like nothing was just like vague.
You did it before, right, Lewis? When they
in
had
Times
the test
Square,
in
they
Times
used to
Square,
have
I've done
people
it.
because it was just kind of cool. I was like a dumb kid, so we're like, "Hey, do you want us to test your stress levels?" I was like, "Boy, do I!" And I went over and I held these dumb things, and they're like, "Yep."
The ones that go like that.
Yeah, they're like, "You're stressed," and I was like, "I am, right?" They're like, "Come on inside." They brought me into this weird thing. They tried to sell me a book. I don't really remember.
I did that too, and I did that in San Diego. I was down there filming something, and we were in the park, and it was like at a time where a lot of people didn't know who I am, and I could sneak in, and I sat down at this guy's table, and he gave me the e-meter, and I put my hands in the things, and he told me what it was reading. I'm like, how does this thing function? Like, what is it? What is it reading off my body? And the dude was like, oh, I don't want to explain. He didn't want to really be there. He's just a member who got roped into doing this thing. He had zero enthusiasm about the sale.
They're like they have the street team job for.
It's the lowest level.
It's the lowest level job you could have, is having to go out and bark people into your church.
Have you guys read Lawrence Wright's book about it?
I don't think so.
It's called Going Clear.
Oh, I saw the
documentary, the
yeah.
HBO thing. Yeah, the book is the documentary basically tells you all you need to hear. But
Thank God.
It's so it's such a strange religion. But here's the thing about it, man. This is what's weird about religions. This is my, I'm a moron, but I occasionally have these moments where I'm like, I think I know what the fuck is going on. If you really believe it, it benefits your life. Even if it's hot nonsense, even if it's a 14-year-old kid who finds golden tablets that contain the lost work of Jesus and only he can read it because he has a magic rock. Yeah. But if you get enough of those people, they make great neighbors. Like it fucking works, man.
They just want their kids to go to school.
But here's my question: is it better to be an atheist and to be this person who just like objectively looks at the world and like none of this makes sense? There's no way there could be a God. I think when you die, you die, and that guy's fucking miserable. That guy's taking medication, and all of his friends think he's annoying.
I mean, I'm a devout atheist, and you're right about all that. You believe like in a higher power?
No, I don't not believe. I believe
That's what my girlfriend says when I ask her.
believe there's more to the universe and more to life than we can think of through our narrow field of perception. That's what I think. I think there's more to human contact and interaction than just people talking to each other. I think there's a thinly veiled reality that we live in where we express our souls to each other. That's what I think. And I think it's a very complicated and confusing thing that's fucked up by lies and deception and violence and war.
Well, so many
and
of them,
it's enhanced by friendship and love and communication. And it's weird. There's a thing going on that's beyond just like you're born and you die. And if that thing keeps going when the physical body stops existing, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think
Bow Wow's revelations come at the same time as Diddy's legal troubles, which have caught media attention. In September, Diddy faced accusations of racketeering and trafficking, adding to the buzz surrounding a new Peacock documentary, Diddy's Fall from Grace. The documentary takes an unfiltered look at Diddy's rise to fame, his time in the spotlight, and the serious allegations now clouding his legacy. His journey to success as a bad boy has only deepened the public's curiosity about his life and controversies.
Great about right now. This is the other reason I'm not like unhappy, even though I'm continuously like, are you kidding? About every single new thing. I'm like, oh, so nothing I've ever heard was right. Right. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Sounds great. I love watching at every level it's collapsing. And you don't have to do anything except be a disgruntled enough employee to be like, fuck it, I'm saying it, I don't care. So now the P. Diddy thing, which like for 2 years, I would tell people is hilarious. I mean, it's horrific, but it's also hilarious that it was like the big secret that P. Diddy would make a bunch of these guys suck his dick and do weird shit. Oh, do you think the government does it? Well, P. Diddy does it.
Homes in LA and Miami raided by federal agents.
Dude, the conspiracies of P. Diddy are like, you know, that as above, so below, that like magical shit the rocket scientists say when they jerk off and look in each other's eye.
What?
Duncan will know. As above, hey, ask Duncan. But as above, so below. You've heard that saying?
Yes.
I want to write a hermetic magic book called As the Carpet, So the Drapes by Kermis Metztriginos, with all my occult knowledge that I picked up from looking into UFOs. These things are like reflections all the way up. So like at every level of society, there's something like Vince McMahon went down.
Right,
his empire.
On somebody.
Yeah, I've given out Canadian top hats to chicks.
At every level, there's something.
I want to joke about it on stage, but people like, you know, nobody follows all the same things anymore. So it's hard to, the things I want to make references about, there's like no common culture anymore of like, we all saw this. So you got to burn time explaining the first part of the story. And with Vince McMahon, dude, I'll ask, does anybody know, like people that know, like what he did?
Right.
Or what it's claimed that he did? It only came out because he didn't want to pay her the full money. If he were paid $3 million to do all horrific things and you're like, yeah, I'll do that, then I'd be like, well, that's not assault. But this fucker didn't want to pay because he has a history of fucking people on shit. And all he had to do was pay what he agreed to. And she's a disgruntled employee, and good for her because that guy shit on her head. They're having a three-way. They don't say what position, I don't think. I hope it's Eiffel Tower and not a blowjob he did this during. 2-on-1 with, I'm guessing, Johnny Leonidas. I don't know, another executive. So they're both having sex with this girl.
An anonymous source has shared unsettling details about Diddy's private life, suggesting dark secrets involving red-lit rooms and troubling claims about underage individuals. The trailer for the documentary features familiar faces, including former employees, bodyguards, and childhood friends, all speaking out. Diddy's ex-partner Kim Porter says something seems wrong, a sentiment echoed by many who knew him.
It's up, shits on her head, and then he goes, I'm gonna go get, you guys finish up, I'm gonna get a shower. This is what's written in the legal. They say he defecates. Okay? Yeah, we'll finish up, Vince. I think we're all done here, Vince.
Should we
I think we're done.
Should we steel man his position? And should we say he's an elderly gentleman involved in rigorous activities, and oftentimes they lose control of their bowels? Is the reason why depends is associated with old people.
Well, that's a fair...
If I was his lawyer, I would say Vince is a wonderful man who respects women, but he's got bad bowels.
Well, Joe, that's a great steal, man. But I would just say respectfully, the part where he goes, I'm in a shower, you guys finish up, right there is where I break with the idea that he just lost control.
Well, he didn't want the party to be over just because he can't control his bowels. It seems very considerate of him. You guys finish up. I'm in a shower. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you get
I
a shower.
ruined the party.
You go get a 30-minute shower, Vince. I'll sit here with this chick.
Imagine having sex with someone else's shit on their hair while you're having sex.
No,
Like,
it's a party foul,
you're
for sure.
Smelling this guy's shit, like literally where your face is.
But I'll finish up.
Oh,
well, hey, Miss, you want to finish up? You with the
that's so insane.
you with the Stone Cold steamer that you got? Oh, maybe we'll just chat about nicknames.
There's nothing
for this
crazier
depraved act that you just did
than the depravity of shitting on people with feces. Okay, this is it. One example of McMahon's extreme depravity. May 9th, 2020, he defecated on Miss Grant during a threesome and then commanded her to continue pleasuring his friend with feces in her hair running down her back while McMahon went to the bathroom.
Wait, I didn't see this part. Wait, I didn't see this part. Upon his return from the bathroom, McMahon and his friend actively resumed the three. She didn't get in and hose off? You showered and went back and started the girl whose head and back you shit on.
Whoa.
Why get a shower?
Oh my God. So she didn't shower?
It says right here, remained covered in his filth.
He got showered and she stayed.
Oh my God.
With Bob Saget's closer on her head.
I also like how they just described it as his filth. His filth. I mean, is this like a legal document? Is that a legal term? Like his filth?
He gave her a Polish car wash and he goes and cleans himself.
What the fuck, man?
In a recent interview, Bow Wow painted a very different picture of Diddy than the public image we're used to. He didn't hold back, saying, "I've seen things I can't unsee. I've also been in awkward situations, but I was too young to speak out." His words hint at a culture of silence and complicity around Diddy that is now starting to unravel.
Sean Diddy Combs is facing new sexual assault allegations. A lawyer representing 120 accusers says the artist committed numerous sexual acts on his clients, dating back more than 20 years. ABC's Andrew Dimpert has the details.
This morning, Sean Diddy Combs faces a slew of new allegations. 120 new alleged victims coming forward with plans to sue, claiming Combs sexually assaulted or abused them.
The biggest secret in the entertainment industry that really wasn't a secret at all has finally been revealed to the world.
The alleged assaults span 3 decades, with the alleged victims ranging from men and women, who claims Combs assaulted him in a music studio.
When you talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred, it's shocking. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts.
The new accusations have not been fully vetted, and the lawyer expecting to file the lawsuits says victims will remain anonymous whenever legally possible. But the claims come on the heels of a dozen other civil suits and a federal criminal case against Combs that alleges a decades-long pattern of physical and sexual violence.
The conduct at issue spans from the years 1991 all the way till this year, 2024. The only reason many of these people are coming forward because they see other victims coming forward. And it gives them some comfort that, hey, I won't be the only one.
Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. In the wake of these new allegations, his attorney says Combs emphatically and categorically denies as false and defamatory any claim that he sexually abused anyone, including...
Diddy has faced controversy before, with rumors of wrongdoing circulating in the music and Hollywood industries for years. What makes these new claims more serious is the growing number of people speaking out. From former collaborators to anonymous insiders, the accounts are piling up and revealing a troubling pattern of behavior.
It is a new hour here on Live Now from Fox, and we do have some breaking news that we want to bring to you. It was being reported by TMZ and now Fox News. We are learning that Jay-Z is accused of raping a 13-year-old girl. That is new in the Diddy lawsuit, and the new allegations are just coming out this evening. Jay-Z is being accused of raping a minor along with Diddy at a MTV VMAs after party back in 2000, according to documents obtained by Fox News Digital tonight. The lawsuit, which was initially filed back in October, was refiled tonight in New York by an anonymous accuser claiming Jay-Z, who's full name is Sean Carter, raped her while Combs and celebrity B watched. So that other celebrity was not named. Initially, the lawsuit stated Combs raped the minor while celebrity A and celebrity B watched. Carter was named as celebrity A in the refiled lawsuit. Representatives for Jay-Z did not immediately respond to Fox News' digital request for comment. Combs and Carter allegedly, quote, took turns assaulting the minor, according to the lawsuit. Many others were present at the after party, but did nothing to stop the assault, it alleges. The 13-year-old girl was dropped off at Radio City Music Hall by a friend as she wanted to attend the MTV Video Music Awards back in 2000, according to the lawsuit. In an attempt to gain entry to the venue, she began approaching limousine drivers waiting outside the celebrity-filled event. One of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to work for Diddy, the lawsuit read. He told her that Combs liked younger girls and said that, quote, she fit what Diddy was looking for, not allowing her into the awards, but inviting her to an after party. The 13-year-old, quote, recognized many celebrities upon arrival at the party and was required to sign a non-disclosure agreement. However, she was not given a copy. Combs, who would have been 30 years old at the time, then allegedly attempted to force the girl to perform oral sex on him. He stopped after she hit him in the neck, according to the lawsuit here. So now Jay-Z being accused in this now 24 years ago of raping a 13-year-old alongside Diddy at an after party here. So these are the newest allegations rocking the music world this evening, and we wanted to bring that to your attention all right here on Live Now from Fox. Of course, we will continue to follow this major story as the Diddy saga continues, and now more celebrities getting caught up in it here. These new allegations rocking Hollywood and the music industry as we speak right now.
Some of the most shocking claims in the documentary teaser involve Diddy's alleged actions in his own studios. These accusations cast a dark shadow over his empire and raise serious questions about the culture within his inner circle. An unnamed insider claimed that whenever a studio or room was lit red, it meant Diddy was involved in intimate acts, and some of the females present were reportedly underage.
But first, we want to share with you some brand new developments we are learning in the Sean Diddy Combs investigations and civil lawsuits. We know this is an ongoing case against him, and now we are learning that one of the civil complaints that's been brought against Diddy has been amended. It's been amended. And so you may recall us talking about this case previously, and a case about a 13-year-old allegedly being raped by Diddy, allegedly being assaulted and raped by another male celebrity who was previously not identified. Now, that celebrity has been identified. He's been identified as fellow hip-hop mogul Jay-Z. His name has been revealed. The allegation is that he and Diddy raped a 13-year-old girl at an after party in the year 2000 after the MTV Video Music Awards. Now, Jay-Z is denying these allegations. In a statement he posted to his X account, he denies the allegations and questions why this was done civilly, why this civil lawsuit was filed demanding money, and why a criminal complaint has not been made. He writes, quote, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny." End quote. So that was what Jay-Z said publicly on his X account. In a statement to ABC News, that attorney, Mr. Busby, said, quote, "The pleading speaks for itself. This is a very serious matter that will be litigated in court." Now, this is the same lawsuit that was filed in October, accusing Diddy and accusing another celebrity of working in conjunction with Diddy to rape a 13-year-old, not identified in the complaint, just named only as Jane Doe. And they also allege in this suit that another female celebrity was there the whole time watching this happen. So basically, we've heard these allegations about Diddy, and we were wondering who these two other celebrities are. In the first suit, they were just named as Celebrity A, a male celebrity, and Celebrity B, a female. Female just said to be watching, but Celebrity B said to have been taking part in the assaultive behavior. So now that suit has been amended and Jay-Z's name has been filled in, his real name, Sean Carter. So now he's a defendant along with Diddy in this particular civil lawsuit. There's so much to discuss here. Let me bring in our law enforcement analyst this hour. She is a law enforcement expert. She's also a trial consultant. Sunny Slaughter on the program. Sunny, good morning to you. We talked about this. When that suit was first filed. We were all wondering, who are these celebrities? Who is this man who's alleged to have raped this child, as Diddy is alleged to have raped this child? And who is...
For years, Bow Wow stayed quiet, possibly out of loyalty or fear. But as more accusations against Diddy gain attention, he has decided to speak out and join the growing number of voices calling for accountability. He admitted that he once looked up to Diddy, seeing him as a powerful figure who could do no wrong. However, now he says, I see things differently. The truth always comes out, no matter how hard you try to hide it.
Female celebrities alleged to have watched these rapes happen. What's your reaction, please, to this allegation being brought against Sean Carter and him not wanting to settle this?
Good morning, Julie. Here we go again. Here we go with this case and the unfolding of it. So when it comes to Sean Carter being named, we've been hearing the rumblings and the ramblings that it could be him, that he could have something to do with this. And now the name is out. I have to agree with him. If this is a criminal case, criminal charges, let's see that happen. I am always, as a law enforcement expert, a litigation consultant, and someone that specializes in trafficking and sexual exploitation cases, concerned when we go to mediation regarding something that's criminal and not to the criminal litigation and for the investigation that is necessary in this case. Although it might be 24 years old, the allegations, we investigate cases that are 24 years old as law enforcement. And I think we need to see clear eyes and take down the temperature with the hype and get into the investigative material and start with Homeland Security Investigations, who has the expertise, who did the execution of the search warrant on Sean Puffy Combs stuff, and let's get into it that way as opposed to having mediation. These are criminal allegations, and we should not take them lightly, and particularly based on the age of the individual, and there could be others allegations.
Right, Sunny. And excellent points here. And let's keep taking it a step further. So you said this is a valid point, and I agree. I agree. I said it to my colleague, our senior producer on the show, Eric Goldson, when he said Jay-Z makes this point about, why isn't this criminal? And I said, yeah, he's right. And I looked up the law. So the New York Child Victims Act, sometimes we hear it referred to as the CVA, a wonderful piece of legislation that opens up the window of the statute of limitations, right? Statutes of limitations, bar complaints that are outside of the window of time. And this extends them for child sexual abuse. And it does it in both civil court and in criminal court. And Sunny, you're familiar with this. So I'm doing the math here. This is alleged to have occurred in the year 2000. Okay, we're in 2024 and the statute of limitations is still open for a criminal case. According to what I'm seeing online, it's 28 years for felony offenses. Yep. So if this rape did occur, there's still 4 more years that this can be filed. And this is just the filing, and you know that, Sunny, just got to get the filing in, and then the prosecution can commence. So I'm curious your thoughts on that, Sunny, as an investigator. There's been a personal choice by this now woman, then 13-year-old complainant, who has chosen to go the civil route with attorney Tony Busby to get justice.
Insiders suggest that more exposés are in the works, including one reportedly produced by 50 Cent's film division. If these projects are released, they could further damage the carefully built image Diddy has maintained for years. The upcoming documentary is just the beginning.
Rapper Jay-Z is hitting back today over an allegation he and Sean Diddy Combs raped a 13-year-old girl after the Video Music Awards in 2000. He says it's blackmail, but the biggest heartbreak, he says, is for his family, including his wife, Beyonce, and their eldest daughter, 12-year-old Blue Ivy.
The allegations against Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and P. Diddy, comes in a civil lawsuit in which the young woman says she was drugged and that Sean Combs aggressively approached with a crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her and said, "You are ready to party." At that point, Carter, Jay-Z, began removing plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. Beyonce's husband is striking back, releasing a scathing statement. "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he calculated was the nature of the allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny." Busby is hitting back, saying, "I won't be bullied or intimidated. People will see through this effort to discredit me."
It was typical Jay-Z. Jay-Z doesn't cower. He tends to be one that shoots pretty straight, and he's used to fighting back.
Her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims.
Sean Diddy Combs, who has denied any wrongdoing, was recently denied bail for a third time and remains in federal prison.
Diddy's legal problems are getting worse. After being denied bail multiple times, he will remain in detention until his trial in May. The allegations against him are serious, and prosecutors claim the evidence is overwhelming. While Diddy's team denies any wrongdoing in the related legal cases, the court of public opinion has already made its judgment, and it's not in Diddy's favor.
Rapper Jay-Z has been accused of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000, allegedly along with Sean Diddy Combs. Our US correspondent Martha Kellner has the latest from Los Angeles.
This civil suit was originally filed back in October against Sean Combs, better known as P. Diddy. It has now been amended to also include allegations against Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter. In this civil suit, a woman says that when she was a 13-year-old girl back in the year 2000, that she attended an after party for the MTV Video Music. She was raped by Jay-Z and P. Diddy. She says that Jay-Z removed her clothes, pinned her down and raped her while P. Diddy and an unnamed female celebrity watched on. She says she was then raped by P. Diddy as Jay-Z and this female celebrity watched on once again. Jay-Z has dismissed in a lengthy statement these claims as idiotic. He's also attacked the character and legitimacy of the lawyer who has brought these claims. In his statement, Jay-Z directly addresses that lawyer. He says, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit." The wife, which he refers to, is of course for much longer than that. As for P. Diddy, he's currently in prison in New York awaiting criminal charges for sex trafficking and racketeering. He faces more than 24 civil lawsuits. This is the first one that has named Jay-Z, and he denies those allegations.
Bow Wow's decision to speak out has received mixed reactions. Some people question his timing, wondering why he waited so long to share what he knew, while others praise his courage for finally exposing a dark chapter in the music industry. Bow Wow responded by saying that while it's difficult to criticize someone he once looked up to, he believes it's the right thing to do because everyone deserves to know the truth.
New disturbing accusations against hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs from a Texas attorney who says he represents 120 alleged victims, men and women, whose allegations span more than 30 years.
The biggest secret in the entertainment industry that really wasn't a secret at all has finally been revealed to the world.
Of whom were children, have not been fully vetted, but their accusations involve the kind of drug-fueled recorded sexual assaults described in a dozen previous civil lawsuits and the criminal case against Combs.
What shocked me most was that it was going on openly in front of other people that you would know, who didn't do anything to stop it, who turned a blind eye towards it.
Combs, who remains behind bars, has pleaded not guilty to racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. His attorney says Combs emphatically and categorically denies as false and defamatory any claim that he sexually abused anyone, including minors. The attorney adding he looks forward to proving his innocence and vindicating himself in court if and when claims are filed and served.
Diddy's revelations have sparked a bigger conversation about power, privilege, and accountability in the entertainment industry. For too long, powerful people have been able to act without facing consequences because of their wealth and influence. However, as more people share their stories, things are beginning to change.
If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems.
The 99 is adding one more problem to his list. In an amended civil complaint, Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, is now being accused of drugging and raping a 13-year-old girl at an after-party following the 2000 Video Music Awards in New York City. And Sean Diddy Combs now refiled to openly name Jay-Z as his alleged co-conspirator. Combs is currently behind bars pending trial on federal charges including sex trafficking.
For Jay-Z, this presents a very difficult situation because unlike Sean Combs, Jay-Z doesn't have the opportunity to say that he's being charged criminally and that this civil case should be paused. Instead, this case could go forward and he would have to sit for depositions, argue, defend, show where his whereabouts were, and the light of day could be very damaging to him both in the court of law and the court of public opinion.
Today, Jay-Z denying all allegations, saying in part, "My only heartbreak is for my family," adding, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case." His attorneys quickly taking his rebuttal to court, filing a motion to deny the accuser's request to remain anonymous or dismiss the lawsuit, calling it a cynical and calculated campaign to force payment of an exorbitant sum of money.
There are a number of reasons as to why a defendant would ask that a plaintiff be named in a civil lawsuit such as this. They may simply say that getting the name and the time and place of when something occurred would better allow them to prepare for a defense. The other, probably less benign reason is oftentimes when someone is accused of a crime like this, the accuser doesn't want to be named, and if they are forced to be named, we have seen certain people decide to drop the lawsuit altogether. So it could be a tactic to try to get the lawsuit dropped.
The wall of silence has now been broken, and victims are coming forward.
This recent revelation stems from one of at least 7 civil lawsuits against Sean Combs filed in October by attorney Tony Busby, all of which allege Combs sexually abused dozens of victims for over 2 decades.
What shocked me most was that it was going on openly in front of other people that you would know, who didn't do anything to stop it.
Busby, a prominent Houston lawyer, is no stranger to going against powerful entities. He represented 12,000 plaintiffs in a lawsuit against the oil company BP following the tragic Deepwater Horizon oil spill in 2010. BP agreed to pay $7.8 billion to compensate local residents who were impacted by the damage. In a statement, Sean Combs' legal team called the lawsuits against their client shameless publicity stunts, and that Mr. Combs never sexually assaulted or trafficked anyone, man or woman, adult or minor.
For Combs, he's under a lot of fire, both from a civil and a criminal standpoint. He's got a criminal case in the
Bow Wow's comments are just one piece of a much larger story. When you add in the upcoming documentary and the ongoing legal battles, they paint a picture of a man whose legacy is now at risk. It's still unclear whether Diddy will be able to clear his name or if these accusations will permanently harm his reputation.
Of New York, where he could be going away to prison for decades, if not a lifetime. And as each week seems to pass by, Tony Busby and other individuals seem to just be adding on civil lawsuit after civil lawsuit.
According to the complaint, the 13-year-old Jane Doe was dropped off near the Radio City Music Hall in 2000, hoping to get into that year's Video Music Awards, but instead found her way into an after-party.
According to the allegations, when she first got to the party, she was asked to sign something she believes to be an NDA, but she didn't really read the details. After that, she entered the party.
After accepting a drink, she claims she began to feel woozy and lightheaded and entered what appeared to be an empty bedroom so she could lie down. Moments later, the lawsuit alleges, Combs, Carter, and an unnamed female celebrity entered, all of whom Jane Doe says she recognized. In the lawsuit, Jane Doe then alleges Combs and Carter took turns raping her as she lay on the bed disoriented, all while celebrity B watched. She claims she was only able to escape after hitting Diddy and running out of the bedroom.
Within the amended lawsuit of Sean Combs and now Sean Carter, the plaintiff is saying that she suffered immeasurable physical and psychological damage, that she's had problems with interacting with people down the line, keeping jobs, and being healthy, both physically and mentally.
At the time, the then 30-year-old Carter was nearing the height of his career. With a Best Rap Album Grammy Award under his belt for his record Volume 2, Hard Knock Life, and high-profile collaborations, including with Combs in the 1999 song Do You Like It, Do You Want It?
Painting a better picture than the one that I...
In all, Jay-Z has won 24 Grammy Awards.
Trying to make me cry in front of all these white people.
Last year, he was named the greatest rapper of all time by Billboard. He also founded Rock Nation, an entertainment company. Took a stab at fashion with Rockaware and ventured into hospitality. Jay-Z, once rising to megastardom with Sean Diddy Combs, now facing disturbing allegations also together.
When Tony Busby came out with the hundreds of potential civil lawsuits, he told us that there will be some names that could shock us. Now we know who Celebrity A is, Jay-Z, aka Sean Carter. But the question still remains, who was that female Celebrity B named in that lawsuit, and what other major names could be named in the lawsuits that come forward?
All the way to the trial and the journey, there's never better time to pay close attention to exercise. Bow Wow's decision to speak out marks a turning point not just in Diddy's case, but also in the bigger fight for justice and accountability. One thing is clear, everyone, from fans to critics, will be watching closely to see how this story unfolds. As more people share their voices, the truth will become harder to ignore.
Rapper Jay-Z has been accused of sexually assaulting a teenager in 2000, allegedly along with Sean Diddy Combs. NBC News reports that the anonymous accuser claims the assault occurred at a house party after the MTV Video Music Awards when she was 13 years old. The lawsuit was originally filed in October in the Southern District of New York against Sean Diddy Combs, but was refiled on the weekend to include Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter. It's alleged the accuser had to sign a non-disclosure agreement to enter the party, which they claim was filled with celebrities doing drugs. The accuser says she was offered a drink that made her feel woozy and lightheaded. Shortly after was when the alleged sexual assault took place by both Jay-Z and Diddy. Jay-Z has strongly denied the accusations, telling NBC News in a statement, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people." Sean Diddy Combs is right now behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center after he was denied bail for a third time. Federal prosecutors in New York criminally charged him in September with racketeering, sex trafficking, and other offences. He's denied all the accusations against him. His trial is scheduled to take place in May. NBC News reports that Texas-based attorney Tony Busby, who filed the suit, has not commented. In Jay-Z's statement to NBC News, he accused Busby of blackmail. He says, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny." Tony Busby has filed several lawsuits in recent months. All have withheld their complainants' names, accusing Sean Diddy Combs of assault. This is the first lawsuit which has named another high-profile defendant.
Diddy's story is far from finished, but one thing is clear: the truth that was hidden is finally coming to light. As more details emerge, the world will continue to examine every part of Diddy's life and career. He is still in jail, waiting for his day in court. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.